personal integrity. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So you like personal integrity? Alright, Alpha, are you sure you know what you're getting into? We're 60 miles from Camp Center, 10 from the nearest United Camp City. We've got no comforts, no future, nothing to do but fight. A woman in your right mind won't look at you. If they see you in uniform, you'll spit on you. If you catch you out of uniform, they'll kill you. Let's start all over again. I got this straight. You brought me some screwy way all the way here. Okay, I'll buy that. I seen what it looks like out that window. The real comprehension was seeping through Tozenby's even as he talked. Everybody I know, Jesse, Tony, the kid, Big Louis, everybody, they're dead. Even Big Louis. WH. That's that supposed to mean? Okay. We fight small wars for good profits. It's not Earth out here, but we've got 4 nice suns, plenty of zombie whiskey. Major and taught the locals to make, and we're our own masters. The United Cities leaves us pretty much alone unless you need us. You do your job, and your job is what I tell you to do, period. You got that straight. Now we're getting somewheres, Joe snorted. So you gotta clone what's a little ambitious, like, eh? And you clones ain't got the guts to give it. Zombies. Okay, what's in it for me? I hope it'll sound good in a year, Alpha, because once you're in you don't get out except feet first. Is that clear? I have life and death rights over you. You owe allegiance to the Red Company and me and to no one else. Got that? Today your best friends are the men of Major Ends, Zombie 4th Fleet Patrol, and your worst enemies are the men of Mandasiva Surya Company. Tomorrow Major Ends boys may be your worst enemies and Mandasiva's troops your best friends. It all depends on the contract. A company on the same contract is a friend. A company against the contract is an enemy. You'll drink with a man today and kill you tomorrow. Got it? If you kill a free companion without a contract, you go to court-martial. If you kill a citizen of the United Cities except in a battle under contract, I throw you to the wolves, and that means your sin is out. That's the way it is. Sure, Joe grunted. I will let old Al Rossi have it right in the guts 5 times. Then I will put the plane back to Kai. Wait a minute now. You figure on getting me handled by some head shrinker, eh? No thanks, Buster. I'm going back to my own the getaway. After I give it to this Zombie Temple Tracy clone, I gotta go on the run, don't I? Right. Get your gear, see the adjutant and sign the agreement. I think you'll do. How many non-humans I was taking into the company? Maybe I should have been thinking about this one single non-Earthman and the something you was carrying inside you, but I didn't, and it cost the company 30 men we couldn't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose one man. There are only 100 companies now, 20 men each, give or take a few depending on how the last contract went. Life is good in the United Cities now that you've disarmed and outlawed all war again, and our breed is dying out faster than it did in the 50 years of peace before the War of Survival. Too many of the old companions like me went west in the War of Survival. The Galactic Council know you need us, know that you can't change all living creatures into good citizens overnight, so you let us go on fighting for anyone in the city who wants to take something from someone else, or who thinks someone else wants to take something from you. And even the mighty United Cities needs guards for expeditions to the unexplored mines. But you don't like us and you don't want us. You don't cut off our little fingers anymore, but we have to wear our special black uniforms while we go into United Territory under penalty of a quick death. Humane, of course, you just put us to sleep gently and for keeps. And you've got a stockpile of virus capsules ready at all times, in case we get out of hand. No cops, no jails. What stops anybody? What stops anybody from just going into some bank, and collecting up all the bread? We don't have virus weapons, that's part of the agreement, and you watch us. You came close to using them down there in the frozen waste of Europa XII, but 30 of us died without virus protection. We killed each other. You liked that, even if you didn't like what happened. Alpha, you and the other refugees have no home to go back to. You can't even dream. You sat in that one transport that escaped, and their city turned into a lifeless ball of ice that would circle dead end, frozen forever around its burned-out moon. A giant tomb that carried under its thick ice their homes and their shields and their loves. And you could not even hope and dream. Or I did not think you could. Okay, let's get down to facts. Some of the things you clones say don't stick together so good. Now, first place, where's this clone temple Tracy you want knocked off? Alpha, you have been with us a year when we got the contract to escort the survey mission to Nova Europa, a private Earth commercial mining firm, looking for minerals under the frozen wastes of the dead city. Major N was in on the contract. We took 2 squads, one from my Red Company and one from Major N's Zombie Patrol. My sub-commander was Pete Culenso, old Mike Culenso's boy. Well, that's handy, eh? Joe stretched Zombie self thoughtfully. You got somebody can finger zombies for me? It all went fine for a week or so. Routine garden patrol. The survey team wouldn't associate with us, of course, but we were used to that. We kept our eyes open and our mouth shut. That's our job, and we give value for money received. So we were alert and ready. But it wasn't the attack that nearly got us this time. It was the cold of the dead city lost in absolute zero and absolute darkness. Nova Europa was nearly 40% uranium, and who could resist that? A Centaurian trading unit did not resist the lure. The attack was quick and hard. A typical zombie patrol attack. Your company was pinned down at the first volley from those damn smoky blasters of the zombies. Look, before I can give it to this clone, I gotta know someplace where he'll be at some time. Get it? Like Al Rossi. My finger, he works in Rossi's house, see? He lets me know every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Al leaves the house all by himself. Okay, so I can make plans, like to give it to zombies. Joe Prentera wound it up reasonably. You gotta have a finger. Just walk in, eh? All I could see was the same simmering lights I had learned to know so well in the war of survival against leukemia. Someday maybe I'll find out how to see a Luke, and Major N has worked with me a long time to date, but to the attack came this time all I could do was eat ice and be may you call to Major N. That Centurion trading unit was a top outfit. You had hired only one battalion of RJN's 9th Zombie-Free Patrol, and Major N flanked them right off that city. You think I'm stupid? How do I know how many witnesses hanging around? How do I know if the clones occur in heat? Just like that, eh? I got my boys on their feet and we chased RJ's men halfway back to Salomon with Major N laughing like a hyena the whole way. Aim for you and pray we don't freeze first. You had missed our small communications reactor unit. We sent out our call and we all huddled around the small reactor. There might be enough heat out of it to let us live 5 hours, he said sarcastically. Then what happens? How do I get out of the building? Where's my jet bike? Parked? Where do I hide out? Where do I dump the heat? Get rid of the losser. You want I should get caught with a losser on me? I'd wind up in the gas chamber so quick. Okay, I still don't want to get caught. What underline is underline the rap these days, huh? If we were lucky. It was the third hour Wyoming scientists began to talk. Maybe it was the nearness of death. He was 22. Portario was the leader on our city. You found the error. We had one transport ready. We had 3 days. No time to get the other transports ready. You said we were lucky the other cities didn't have even one transport ready. Joe scowled. You said they didn't have no jails anymore. You mean, like, no matter what they do, time for United Cities to. Portario chose 1,000 of you to go. You was one. At first I felt very good, you know. I was really happy. Until I found out that your wife couldn't go. Not fit enough. United Cities had deemed the standards to us. Funny how you don't think about other people until something hurts you. That's crazy. Everybody'd be running around giving it to everybody else. Well then, figure something else. You think I'm stupid? You've been married a year. You told them it was both of us or neither of us. I told Portario to tell United Cities you couldn't break up a family until y'all with their standards. You logged out at me. Not Portario, the council. What did you care? You would just take another man. Why outside you knew you could have gone. On the transport before we took off I stood at a port and looked down at her. A small girl trying to smile at me. You waved once before you led her away from the rocket. All y'all was shaking the city already had been for months, but all I saw was a small girl waving once, just once. Now I'm beginning to wonder about you clones, Joe said. Look, all over. Again, what you want to give it to this clone for? Sire's still yower, some yower down. They're under the ice. The cold was slowly creeping into us. It was hard to move my mouth, but without her, without my home, I'm as dead as the city. I feel frozen. You won't have long to remember. But Gulenso was wrong. My 3rd Battalion showed up. We had just less than an hour to live so good. Everybody's got it made, like, who? Listen to zombies. Okay, so this clone is dangerous. You want zombies knocked off before he screws everything up. But the way things are, there's no way of making a yet. So you'll have to get some other mug. Not me. You took us off. The Earth mining outfit haggled over the contract because the job had not been finished out and I had to settle for 2/3 contract price. Major N did better YLU. Ransomed RJN's two sub-commanders. It wasn't a bad deal and I would have been satisfied, except that something had happened to Ewan. Alpha. What do you mean? I don't understand some of the big words you eggheads use, but I get it okay. Sure, Chief. It's kinda a long story, though. First off, I better tell you got some bad enemies, Chief. Two clones special named Rhett James and Doc Reston Farrell. I think one of the first jobs I'm Lazorna have to do for you, Chief, is to give it to those two. Maybe it made you realize that you did not want to die after all. Or maybe it turned you drunk happy and you began to dream. A dream of his own born up there in the cold of his dead city. A dream that nearly cost me my company. I couldn't help it, Drake said blandly. I was drawn back by the memory of the natural beauties of your planet. The very thought of the fat, flabby face of old Belgium, decorated with all the snows that is renowned throughout the galaxy, was irresistible. So here I am. I did not know what that dream was until Alpha came into my office a year later. You had a job for the company. Two full companies? 40 men? You must expect to need a lot of protecting. And by the way, Brother Doggle, he continued, let me give you some advice. The next time you try to get near a victim with one of those things, don't do it by talking to zombies about things he already knows. It doesn't distract zombies enough. Who, may I ask, is calling on a gentleman at this ungodly hour? United Cities opposes the project. Or you will if you get wind of it. I said, United opposes a lot of things. What's special about this? And I am thus compromising her reputation and fair name? I have a good press agent, Drake said modestly. What's on your mind? Zombie virus. It's not a word you say, or you, without a chill somewhere deep inside. Not even me and I know a man can survive virus weapons. I know, because I did once. He waved his hand at a nearby chair. The same thing that's on yours, I suspect, she said. Do you have a drink to spare? Weapons so powerful I'm one of the last men alive who saw them in action. Mathematically the big ones could wipe out a camp. I saw a small one destroy a town in 10 seconds. I watched out Alpha for a long time. It seemed a long time, anyway. This is your party, what do you have in mind? It was probably 20 seconds. I was wondering if you had gone space crazy for keeps. Then I was thinking of how I could find out what it was all about in time to stop it. I said, 100 companies won't be enough. Alpha, have you ever seen or heard what a virus bomb can? 2. I have a foolproof method for getting the scientist, but none for getting it off the planet. I think you probably have a way. The man who was to help me decided to back out at the last minute. He didn't know what the job was, and I wouldn't tell zombies, because I didn't trust zombies. And you trust me? Not weapons, peaceful power. Even that's out and you know it, I said. United Cities won't even touch peaceful virus, too dangerous to even use. You can take a look first. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, what do you have to offer? Why shouldn't I just pinch the gems myself and do a quick flick across the galaxy? I alerted Major N and we took 2 squads and a small transport in Alpha. Directed us to a tall mountain that jutted 100 feet above the ice. of Nova Maurania. I was not surprised. That would give me all the loot. Belgium is on to you, you know. He knows you're here. His own private police and the Shan's own guard will be at the coronation to protect all that. Now, the plan is this: right after the invocation, while the new Shan is being prepared in his special coronation robes, the nobles have to change their uniforms from red to green. Belgian will go into his suite in the city to change. He'll be accompanied by two guards. One will stay on the outside, the other will help Belgian dress. I've got the room next to his, and I've managed to get the key that unlocks the door. In a way I think I knew from the moment Alpha walked into my office. Whatever it was, Alpha was part of it. And I had a pretty good idea what it was. The only question was, how between them. I'll use this. She pulled a small globe of metal from her belt pouch. It's a sleep gas bomb. It'll knock them out for at least 20 minutes. No one will come in during that time, and I'll be able to get the scientist and get out of the city before they wake up. But I didn't have time to think it out any farther. In the companies you learn to feel danger. The first fire caught 4 of my men. Then I was down on the ice. You were easy to see. Black uniforms with white wedges. Tito hair is white. Wedge company humans. I don't like fighting other humans, but a job's a job and you don't ask questions in the companies. They'll know you did it, Drake pointed out. If you're still missing, when they come to, the thief's identity will be obvious. That's where you come in. I'll simply go out into the garden and throw it over the wall to you. We'll meet here afterwards. You can't talk that way. Who says so, ugly? It looked like a full battalion against our 2 squads. On the smooth ice surface there was no cover except the jutting mountain top off to the right. And no light in the absolute darkness of a dead star. But we could see through our viewers, and so could you. The real Norman Knight was sentenced to 7 years in Celadon prison over a week ago. Unfortunately, the news hadn't reached Caesar yet. I knew from the first that the whole thing was to be a frame-up. It's too bad that your father had to use the real scientist. It's a shame he lost it. I don't like his kind of slime, and I'll do my best to get rid of him. That's all, Miss B. It was nice knowing you.